Hear me this time. How's it going? Thank you, Tracy. Thanks for sticking in with me. Tell me, can you hear me this time? Can you hear me? Hi, hi, hi. Great for joining me. I want to let y'all know the question for tonight is date acceleration biblical? What? Can we talk about dating? Can we talk about accelerating getting a man or a woman? And is it biblical? It's still kind of low. Okay, we're gonna rock with it. And I'm gonna do my absolute best to speak up. Okay, so it must be something that's going on either with my phone or my computer, but either way, let's see what we can get. All right, is date acceleration biblical? I ask this because we have a dating acceleration coming up September 15th through the 17th, right? And the whole point, hi, thanks for joining again. The whole point is to make sure that people know that what I'm offering is just not off the cuff. And when the Lord dropped into me one of the most famous scriptures in the word about love, Boaz, he showed me how dating and acceleration is actually for you. God, I hope you can hear this because it's too good to miss, you guys. All right. So let's just hop on into it. I'm going to let you know this is going to be a little bit different from my lives. Normally, I try to hop in, hop out. We're going to take our time tonight. And so if you don't have time, go ahead and make sure to come back, watch the replay. If you're already here and you're ready to say, is it biblical? Well, let's just read it. Absolutely. So with this being said, I'm going to read Ruth at the threshing floor. Okay, so if you don't know the story of Boaz, I'm about to break it down for you. And one day Naomi said to Ruth, my daughter, it's time that I find a permanent home for you. This is what she's saying. It's time for you to find a man. Okay, good. Awesome. Awesome. Glad you can hear me just a little bit more. All right. She said it's time for you to find a man. How many people out there has been at a point where people are like, why are you still single? Why you don't have nobody? Or you've asked yourself, I want to know, why am I still single myself? Well, Naomi told Ruth, it's time for us to find you a man, a permanent home. And so you'll be provided for. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he's been very kind by letting you gather grain with his young women. So Ruth came back. She lost her man. So if anybody has lost someone, either to death, divorce, just break up, she understood. I deal with those who have been discouraged. This may be you, right? So she's lost her man, but she said, what, Naomi, your God's going to be my God. I want to provide for you while I can. I'm going to fulfill my purpose in that. And she's going on. Boaz comes along. He recognizes this and he says, y'all give her some stuff, break it down for her. I want Naomi to be taken care of. So make sure to take care of Ruth. And this is what's going on. Naomi says, do as I tell you. This is big. Take a bath, put on perfume, put on your best clothes. Sounds like a date about to happen, right? Then go to the threshing floor. Make sure Boaz he's eating, he's in good spirits. Once he fall asleep, go lay at his feet. And I'm going to break this down. Naomi wants Ruth taken care of. She's saying, you've been with me long enough. It's time to accelerate this thing. I want you to have somebody that's going to provide for you. I may not be able to do it, right? Okay, so Ruth says, okay, I'll do whatever you say. This is the heart of Ruth. She's ready to do what God has done for her. She's going to serve him. She's going to work. She's going to fulfill her purpose, all the things we stand for here at Dreams Global, right? And now it's time for her to have her man. Ruth could have came to Naomi and said, you know what? Nah. Okay, I'm good. I don't really have to do that. Naomi, why don't you go ahead and find somebody? Your husband died too. She does it. She says, do what you tell me. Naomi tells us what to do. Get cute, girl. Smell good. Go to that man. And what happens? She does. She says, look, you're my family redeemer. I want you to go ahead and redeem me, marry me, take care of me. And he says, you have been kind to me in doing this because you could have went to a younger man. You could have chased those dudes that was in the field, showing their muscles off, doing all of the things, but you came to me and that was kind. And so he says, don't you worry, daughter. I am going to take care of you. I will make sure this is done. Go ahead and go home. Don't let anybody know you're here, though, because everybody dates is not your business. But go ahead and go home. Make sure this happens for you. She does. And before she leaves, he hooks her up. He's like, now go ahead and spread out a blanket. I'm going to give you some food to take home to Naomi, your mother-in-law, and for y'all. But I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to redeem you unless a closer relative can. Y'all know the end of the story, right? The other relative can't. He got his own family to take care of. And so Boaz becomes Ruth's husband. His name, her name, famous even to this day. And this happened so long ago. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. The chapter before, Ruth goes to Naomi and said, let me just glean in the fields. Let me just work. Let me just concentrate on my purpose, which everybody should do. Everybody should do that as the first thing and concentrate on fulfilling God's plan. It was Naomi who said, now it's time for you to get a quality man, and I want to accelerate, speed it up, make it quicker, make this happen for you now, today. And at that, Ruth said, okay, tell me what to do. She did it, and she got who is one of the most famous men in the Bible for being a husband, Boaz. And I want that for you today because I fashion myself as Naomi in this. I feel like there are some of you who are already working on your purposes. I feel like there are some of you who are working hard. I feel like there are some of you who are acting as though you don't want a man, and that's fine. But on the inside, you do. And I want to give you this biblical perspective. No, they didn't say they went out on a few dates and then, they went to the movies and a candlelight dinner. Literally, she got cute, smelled good to let him know I'm interested. She did something. What? Did she pursue a man? She followed the instructions of someone who had a heart for her to change her season and somebody who cared about her. And the gentleman had already been peeping her out in the fields, read chapter 2. And so I want to point this out to you. You could have just waited for Boaz to come after her. Boaz saw her in the field, had the men not mess with her, had his women leave stuff behind. He knew what she had done for Naomi. But he didn't approach her. He didn't. If you listen to his words, he said, you have been kind to me by not choosing someone else, a younger guy, or someone out in the fields. You came to me. This is kindness. There was something, a strategy that was set up for Ruth to accelerate this. She could have just kept working the fields waiting for him to say, hey, girl, be my woman. And that would have been fine. That would have been fine. Listen, I'm all about that. But for this season and for Ruth, she had to make that step. For you, it might be that you legit need to be in the midst of other like-minded women who are going to be fulfilling more of their purpose. And you have to make sure that you have someone around you that cares about you, that wants the best for you, who wants to give you strategy on how to get your Boaz. Naomi stayed single. She went through her pain. If you read her story, she even called herself, pain, like this is what the Lord has done to me, taken away. But God redeemed her by actually helping her redeem Ruth. This is all you need to know. If you really desire to fulfill God's plan and to get a quality man, you need to go ahead and accept that there may be strategies you have not used before that will help you do that. You just might have to accept it, because Ruth really could have came back and Naomi said, no, he already talked to me. He's seen me. He knows what I'm doing. He done actually been kind to me. So I'm going to just wait for him to make that move. Which is what we're normally taught, and I'm not even trying to combat it. This is what I'm trying to say. I believe God works specifically for you, for your specific love story. The strategy that he may use for Ruth is not the same strategy that he used for Esther or for Mary, or for anyone else, Sarah, okay? But he still made it happen. If you are rejecting that there may be a strategy today for you that could come from somebody who cares, somebody that might have been in a place of losing, knowing what it feels like to have lost, but wanting you to be redeemed, don't neglect it anymore. I want to invite you, I absolutely want to invite you to come out, be amongst women who want the same thing you want, maybe not the same person, but the same principle, the same goal of finding their Boaz, right? And being willing to hear what it may take. And if you know me, let me introduce myself to you who don't know. I'm crazy. I'm unique. I am not the run of the mill. We will not be sitting in front of a whiteboard talking all day. This will be a very interactive. I have surprises set up for y'all that you don't even understand that will actually accelerate your mindset, your heart set, the body set, so that we can get set up. I promise you, you don't want to miss an opportunity to feel confident, be ready, accept the Boaz challenge. I want you to understand that all of it is for you. All of it. Okay? So here's what Ruth could have done. Ruth could have said, nah, Naomi, I'm comfortable in these fields. We eating, right? We eating. Why I need a man? Okay? Right now, I'll go out. They leave me some extra stuff. We not hungry. I ain't got to do all that. What if I go to the threshing floor and he rejects me? He supposed to come after me. Or what if she said, you old, he old. Why don't y'all get together? I'm not looking for an old man. I want somebody that's younger. What if she said, nah, guess what? If I leave this house, then I'm leaving you. So I'm thinking about me and you. I'm not thinking about the generations to come. I'm not thinking about how Jesus is going to come to the lineage. I'm not thinking about God's will and his plan. I'm thinking about just me. What if this dating accelerator isn't just about you getting a new date? We can get a date right now. Pick up the phone. Somebody's going to go out with you. But we're talking about a God alignment that says maybe years and generations from now, they're going to be talking about my story because it impacts more people. Ruth wasn't thinking just about herself. She already had a selfless mentality when she left her homeland to come be with Naomi. What are you thinking about when you think about accelerating your life? Is it about blessing your children and your children's children with the person that you decide to be with? Are you thinking about what you have to offer and how two becoming one can chase 10,000 versus you chasing your 1,000 by yourself? What are you thinking about? What if it's more to it? What if it's more to it? And I am here to let you know, I really do believe that there is. Is date acceleration biblical? Well, in a Western society of dating, maybe they don't date like us, where we take emotional and romantic thoughts only as we make a decision, where it's only based on looks or sexuality. Nah, I don't think the Bible goes on that route. But I do think it takes the principle of saying, what is my role? What is my purpose? How does this align? Who can it bless? And how do I fit into that? And do I have to wait forever? Here's the end of the story. Naomi said when Ruth came back, she said, that man won't rest until he has settled things today. How would it feel? How would it feel? You've been working. You've been a great person because you are. You've been doing the things. You've been going out there, helping others, sacrificing yourself. But today, things change because you used a different strategy to get to who and what God has for you. Just what if this is truly your time to date accelerate. All right. So, with that being said, I want to invite you September 15th through the 17th, where we are going to have interactives. We are going to have some co-ed parts of the accelerator. But I do want you to get this right. This was between Naomi and Ruth doing this thing. Boaz had to do his part on the other side. Everything first came within Ruth. He finished that thing. And that's what we want for you. So I'm not lifting up that there's going to be all these fine, faithful men who actually will be coming through. But what I'm going to lift up is that it's your season, it's your time. How is it working for you doing the same routine, using the same strategies and methods? How's that working out for you? If you know this message is for you, and you know that there might be that one more strategy that will set you free to feel, experience, and be loved by the very man that you are called to be loved by, and all you have to do is be in the room, then be in the room. All Ruth had to do was be in the threshing floor. He saw how beautiful she was before. He saw how hard of a worker she was. But that last step was the thing that secured it for generations, not just her. I love you all. Dating Accelerator, September 15th through the 17th. Won't you do this for me? Go ahead and check out the link, either in my bio or on my website. I'll even drop it in the comments. At this point, early bird pricing has ended, but you can still come at a regular price or a VIP price. And it is an investment, which is an amazing thing to you. It's going to be good because whatever you sow, you reap. Okay. So with that being said, I love you guys. I love you, ladies. I love you, lovelies. You're amazing. Let's not let this season go by because we're going to argue with the Naomis in our lives who really do care and know it's time for you to be redeemed. All right. I'll check you out. All right. Bye-bye.